Good evening, everybody. This is Balloon Bandit of Amusement with a Twist. We're doing Thursday episode of the Facebook limited edition stuff. I chose to do Buzz Lightyear today. There were a few others that were up in optionals, but we can cover like multiples in this one episode. So we're gonna do the Buzz Lightyear, and he can also be any superhero that you want to turn him into by changing him up just a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna start out. I got lilac, purple. I have or purple lilac or lavender or whatever you want to call it. I got white and I got lime green. We're gonna start out with our lavender one. I've got about 7 fingers off on the nipple there. We're gonna tie it off. We're gonna squeeze it down. You can stick it under your arm and stretch it, and that'll make it nice and soft. We're going to go with an open hand-sized bubble followed by an ear twist. Your ear twist can be as big as you want them to be in this design, followed by another bubble the same size, followed by another ear twist. Yeah, okay. Then we're going to take the other bubble and wrap it around that set of ear twists, and then just tuck it through. Then position it so that the tuck through bubble is on the bottom. Okay, object now is we want to stretch it about the same like we're going to do a roll through, but we're not going to do the roll through. Now another bubble just the same size. Okay, so now you have open hand size bubble, open hand size bubble, and we're going to attach it to the ear twist on the other side. Okay, so we have what looks like a semi V shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do like a roll through. So we're going to like roll it right around. And that is sufficient enough roll in order for this to work. So the next part is we need to come to the other side and wrap it around the ear twist at the same size bubble. And with that being said, you should have 2 up, 2 on the side, and 2 on the side. So you should have what looks like that all the way around with the 2 ear twists on the sides. Now we're going to pop that off. And this is his upper torso area. You could do it a little different. You don't have to have the double bubbles for the chest if you don't want to. I've done it both ways. But the thickness keeps him from falling over a little bit more. Now we're going to do his foot. A white 260 is what we're going to use for his foot. We're going to start with a pedal twist, about the size of about a little shorter than your hand, followed by an ear twist, followed by a hand-sized bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by a hand-sized bubble, followed by a hand-sized bubble. Since my son ran off with the other piece, we're going to have to continue on without it. So we're going to need another ear twist right here. So basically we're doing another hand-sized bubble, followed by an ear twist. So you should have what looks almost like 2 feet. Now, before I do this other foot, I want to push it through because once you do the foot, it's a little harder to get it to the center. And you just roll it down and into place. Okay. So now let's put our last pedal twist in place for our feet. If at any time these videos are going too fast, you can always stop, rewind, or stop, pause, whatever it is that you need to do in order to be able to stay up with the videos. As you can see how with the double bubble, the legs stay more in the center. That was what we were shooting for, kind of. But you can compensate with this next piece to keep it in the center also. Plus, if for some reason your balloon, one of your bubbles on your chest plate pops, having the double bubble there keeps it from falling apart on the kid just because the one bubble fell apart. So that's another reason to do the extra bubble in there. Like I said, you don't have to do it with the two bubbles on the V here. Like I said, I've done it both ways with a single bubble or the double bubble. I find the double bubble makes the design last longer. Okay. So next piece we're going to do is we're going to do the little green piece for the center of his chest, and we're going to do his utility belt. So we're going to go with a green pedal twist to start, followed by an ear twist. Then we're going to go a hand side bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by a 3-finger bubble. Your design should come out quite equally all the way around, so by following what I'm saying, this should fit. Okay, now this one here on the front is an open hand size bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by a 3-finger bubble. Okay, so now what we're trying to do is we're trying to take this piece, wrap it around, and then attach that 3-finger bubble to the ear twist right there that we've already created. And again, roll it. Don't force it. Just roll it around, and your design should go together nice and smoothly. If you try and force it, you'll end up popping one of the bubbles and have to start over again. Recommended that you're using entertainer quality balloons when doing professional balloon twisting. If you're just starting out, you can use the Walmart brand balloons or the Party City balloons in order to do your designs. But now we have our chest plate bubble in place. We have our utility plate belt in place. We can position his legs, but they're going to keep moving until we're finished. As you can see, we still have a little ways to go. Okay. So next we're going to do his arms. I'm going to use 2 separate white balloons for his arms. You can get away with using one depending on the design of your arms. If you just want to do like a hand and then an extension of an arm, you can pull off 2 out of it. But I like to go with elbows and all that stuff, make it look nicer. As you can see, it looks like that balloon has a hole in it. So usually I can do 2 balloons at one time here. We'll just double check it to make sure it didn't have a hole. No, for some reason I just couldn't get it to blow up. Okay, with that being said, we're going to start with our hands. It's a like 2.5 finger bubble, followed by a pedal twist, followed by an ear twist. Sorry if I'm out of the video frame. I'm doing the best I can because I'm actually looking at the design and not at the camera. And somehow I got a hair in my design. Okay. That's so much fun when you get hairs in your design. Okay. Then followed by a hand side bubble, an ear twist, and a hand size bubble. You can make his arms a lot bigger by folding this over, rolling it through, and then doing a bird body roll through to make it buff. I do it for Incredible Hulk, but I make it a little bit bigger, but we're not going to do that today. He's the only one that I use the bigger biceps on. So with that said, this is an arm. We're going to take it and attach it to the purple ear twist on the top. Then once you got it wrapped around a few times, just roll his arm forward one time, and that makes this bubble tighter to the design. And we need to do his other arm. Again, it's a 2.5 finger bubble, followed by the pedal twist, followed by an ear twist. You should have what looks like a hand, followed by a hand-sized bubble, followed by the ear twist, followed by a hand-sized bubble, and voila! We have 2 arms for our design. This next part looks really nice with 160 balloons, but I don't have 160 balloons in the lime green, so I'm going to use the 260 lime green for the next few pieces. But like I said, it looks really awesome if you have the 160 lime green to do it with, because it's a lot smaller versus bulkier. So we're going to blow this bubble up. Size doesn't really matter because you're going to break it into chunks. So you can go about 10 finger off the nipple, or on the on the nipple. We're going to tie the first one to the foot. Then what you want to do is you want to come across the bridge of the foot and give it a little extra length between there, because when you wrap it on, you don't want it to be too tight where the foot stays backwards. You want to kind of like give it a nice press down so that it becomes like the upper part of his shoe. Okay? And again, tie it off, and you're going to continue on to the next piece. Tie off your other balloon, just on the off chance that the kids untie it for you, and that way you don't have to keep going back and redoing it. Okay? With the bigger 260 being in there, I find that I have to turn his ankle sideways in order to straighten his foot out a little more. And again, we're going to do the next one. Like I said, it's really lovely with the 160s, but I don't have any 160s to do it with. Okay, so again, you want to squeeze it down, give it a little extra distance, because you're not trying to like push it way down up inside his foot. And then break it off, let a little air out, because we got way too much air in there now. Okay, tie that off, tie that off. Okay, as you can see, now we have our foot bubbles. Next bubbles we need are the ones that go across his shoulders, which are his bands across his shoulders. So we're going to tie onto our ear twist here. We're going to position his arm out. And then with this bubble turned sideways, we're just going to roll over the top of that bubble, keeping it nice and semi-loose, because you don't want to pull it down tight on the design. You want to kind of make it look where it's standing up on the design. Okay, wrap it around the arm. Then you can turn around, wrap it between it, and then pop it off. Now tie it off. And if you did it right, you can position it. It should be on the upper portion of the arm. Again, depending on how you do your design, you can rotate your arm back forward if you want him to have his arm forward of it. I like the double bubbles on the chest because it holds the arm in place right here. See how this is? It's just like with the legs. The double bubble held the legs in place. so it makes him more buff looking. Okay, so we're gonna do another lime green one. I ran out of lime green. And like I said, that's why it doesn't really matter how much air you put into it. As you can see, I've got like probably 20 fingers worth of bubble there. And the only thing I'm going to use this for now is one more bubble. You could use scrap if you have it. I don't keep scrap. I don't believe in using scrap. But it's a personal thing. I believe when I'm giving somebody a balloon, I believe I'm getting my full money's worth by giving them a brand new balloon. Okay, so now we're just going to do the same thing. Again, you don't want to like pull it tight. You want to leave it semi fluffed up. That way it looks nice on the design instead of pulled down to where you're trying to just take all the air out of it. Or that you pulled it so tight that the balloon actually shows in the design. Okay, with that said, we have our two top bubbles. They're about equal. About. Okay, as you can see, bubbles. Okay, we got our feet in place. Okay. The next part is his head. I do not have a diamond clear. If you're going to use the diamond clear, I do it a little different for the diamond clear design versus just the regular head design. With the diamond clear design, I use a ear twist at the top of his head so that I can wrap the balloon around. I will show you that design, and then I'll just tuck that ear twist in. And I also tuck that ear twist in when I do with the diamond clear, so it makes the helmet look more rounder. Okay, so we're gonna go hand-sized bubble followed by an ear twist. And like I said, if you're not going to do it with the diamond clear, you don't have to do that ear twist, but you're going to have to do a bird body roll through in order to accommodate. Yeah, I don't want it in the house. We're using a Blush 260. This is going to be his face. I don't use markers, so I won't be drawing his face on here. But the object is you just lay it on the front of the balloon, roll it around. Once you get that part in place, make sure you tuck your nozzle from your lilac in the balloon. Take it, roll it up, and just wrap it around that ear twist at the top. And voila. This is his face. We're going to do a like 2.5 finger bubble right there. And then we're going to snap off our blush balloon. So if you use scraps, you could get away with finding a piece of scrap that would create a hand-sized bubble plus some. So that's basically what you're trying to create. Now with this one, you could, if you wanted, make another bubble to kind of stretch it out, which I'm going to do for this design because, again, I'm not using the diamond clear, so I need his head to be a little more rounder versus a square. Okay, once you get that done, you can position your bubbles, make sure they're all in place. Now, this ear twist, in the design with the diamond clear, I just push it inside the design. It will disappear. You can make it as big or as small as you think you need it, but as you can see, I tucked it inside the design. You cannot see it anymore. Okay? Make sure your nozzles and stuff are all shoved inside. You can squish it down like you're doing a pineapple or an apple or something like that, so that it gives it a more little round effect. Okay, now we're going to take our head. Okay, give me a second, you can have it. Now we're going to take our head and we're going to wedge it down inside those two bubbles at the top. We're going to take our nozzle. We're going to tie it right here to that back ear twist. Yeah, he's got arms. Okay, and as you can see, we have our head of our Buzz Lightyear. Like I said, it looks better when you draw on it, but I don't draw on them. You can use balloon faces and stuff. That's the Buzz Lightyear. That's the superhero body with extra pieces. I'm going to go get a red one, and we're going to continue this video. I'm going to leave it run while I go and get that red because it's not that far away. Okay, everybody. I had to go and get a red and a yellow. Sorry. Okay, we got our red. Now with the red one, you don't want to blow it all the way up. You want about good 10 fingers off the end or so. Squeeze it down, let it out, soften it, because this one is a different type of piece that we're building here. Okay, we're going to start out with a hand-sized bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by a 3-finger bubble, followed by a 3-finger bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by, we're going to tie this piece to the ear twist we just created, followed by a hand-sized bubble, followed by an ear twist, followed by a 3-finger bubble, followed by a 3-finger bubble, and you can make your design any size you want. You don't have to go by what I'm telling you my design is. Again, it's really up to you. I just find that those dimensions work out great when creating this for myself. But again, it's going to come down to playing with it. And basically what we're creating is we're creating the wings for our Buzz Lightyear. You can put ear twists down here if you want in your design. That's up to you. I find that just doing it that way works great. You want to kind of give this one a little extra tail. So break it down a little bit and then tie it. Because we got to have enough to tie it to our Buzz Lightyear. Okay. So now we're going to take the yellow one, and you can use scrap for this because you're only going to use ear twist and an ear twist and call it done. There's not a lot of yellow in Buzz Lightyear, but there's enough to say that you need it. And then again, you don't really need it if you don't want it. Okay, so ear twist. And once you get your ear twist, just wrap it around your design. Because if you've been twisting balloons, you know that initial ear twist does not like to stay in place unless you got more twists on it. So once you get that in place, make sure you tie it into place. Okay, as you can see, it's on the end of our design. And then we're going to take another one. And again, these ear twists do not have to be majorly big. You can make them semi-smaller if you want. But the object is just to put them on the end of the design. Pop it off. And then I got to chase down Buzz Lightyear. He's already gone. He's already playing. Okay. As you can see, this is what our wings design is. You can use it as glasses too if you really wanted to. But let me go get the Buzz Lightyear and we're going to tie it back on. Stop. Okay, I fetched Buzz with little to no resistance, so that worked out good. Okay, now taking that green ear twist on the back of his body where we tied his head, we just wrap our red balloon around it, and as you can see, I have to kind of wrap the whole design around in order to get it. Now, once that's in place, remember which way it went and just try and wrap it around once or twice the opposite direction. Position that your ear twist is facing up. See how it is facing across the top? That way when you put your wings in place, they will stay in place. And voila, our wings are on our jetpack or wings, whatever you want to call it. It's on the back of our Buzz Lightyear, and it's positioned right in here. Get in there. It is exactly on the back of the design. By pulling this bubble forward, you can pull the wings into the design. Okay, and that was Buzz Lightyear by the Balloon Bandit of Amusement with a Twist Orlando. And as you can see, it's a really nice design. And if I was to just pop one of these bubbles here, it would not affect the design. If I was to pop one of the head bubbles, it really won't hurt the design. Again, when you're twisting balloons, you want to try and eliminate as much as possible of someone popping it, and then you have to try and remake it for them. Okay? So that's been Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. Have a great one.